Hello, everyone. For the debate topic, the United States federal government should implement stricter gun laws similar to Japan. I will be the LOC. There are several reasons why the United States federal government may face challenges in passing gun laws similar to Japan's. The cultural context surrounding gun ownership in the United States is different from that in Japan, where guns have historically been seen as a tool of warfare rather than a part of personal freedom. While gun laws have proven effective in its context, in Japan, replicating it in the United States faces significant hurdles due to constitutional, cultural, and practical challenges. Japan's strict regulations have indeed led to low levels of gun violence there, but it's crucial to recognize that our two nations have very different cultural, legal, and societal contexts, which make direct comparisons and policy transfers problematic. The United States has a long-standing history and tradition of gun ownership enshrined in the Second Amendment. For many Americans, the right to own firearms is seen not only as a means of self-defense, but as a part of personal freedom. Japan has no such constitutional provision or cultural tradition, making it easier to impose restrictions without significant public opposition. The strict gun control laws modeled after Japan would violate Americans' constitutional rights, particularly the Second Amendment, which guarantees the right to bear arms. A mass confiscation of firearms or overly restrictive laws could lead to a significant loss of personal freedoms, as many Americans view gun ownership as a fundamental right tied to self-defense, personal liberty, and historical identity. In the article, U.S. Gun Policy Global Comparisons, there is a sentence that they stated saying the United States has a deep culture of gun ownership, and many individuals view the ability to own firearms as essential for self-defense, especially in areas where law enforcement response times can be slow. I wanted to talk about the cultural differences in the United States and Japan since they have a very different relationship with guns. In Japan, firearms are not a part of their cultural norm. In the article, US versus the World, Gun Culture, Laws, and Mass Shootings, it is stated that Japan gun laws are widely regarded as some of the strictest and most effective in the world, and they play a central role in promoting a safe society. And by limiting civilian access to firearms and requiring a comprehensive series of checks and processes to own a gun, Japan has successfully created an environment in which gun violence is extremely rare and public safety is prioritized. But Japan gun laws are unfair and oppressive. Although some people assert that Japan's low crime rate is due to gun control, it is actually due to Japan's culture. In this article, Japan gun control laws are oppressive. National Criminal Justice Reference Center. It states that the spirit of conformity provides the best explanation for Japan's low crime rate. It also explains why the Japanese people accept strict gun control. A gun ban in America, similar to that in Japan, would be alien to our society, which for over 300 years has had the world's strongest world's strongest gun culture. Japan's gun laws are part of an authoritarian philosophy of government that is fundamentally at odds with America's tradition of liberty. If the United States gun laws were tightened to a degree similar to Japan's, law-abiding citizens would likely face harsher restrictions, while criminals will still find ways to bypass those laws. This could lead to a growing disparity between armed criminals and unarmed citizens, leaving innocent people vulnerable to violent crimes. The result could be a spike in violence as criminals, knowing that their victims are less likely to be armed, feel emboldened to commit more crimes. Banning or restricting guns similar to Japan would be a costly and difficult task, as the US already has more civilian owned guns than people. Enforcing widespread buybacks, restrictions, or confiscations would likely strain federal budgets and law enforcement resources, without necessarily reducing gun violence effectively due to the vast circulation of firearms. In conclusion, while Japan's model works well for them, adopting similar laws in the United States overlooks our nation's unique cultural values, the practical challenges of implementation, and the complex causes of gun violence here. Rather than mirroring another country's approach, the United States should focus on tailored policies that respect constitutional rights while addressing violence at its roots. Thank you.